Good morning, everybody. It's Xenon here. We're playing D&D this morning with Lyman, who will be playing the part of our DM, Rose, who will be playing the part of Asher, and Lempos, who will be playing... I didn't look at my notes, shut up. And Lempos, who will play the part of Vigor Vetrum, the guy who's possibly most likely to save Gobbley, but who knows. So let's, without further ado, let's get on with it. Rose has made a special D&D overlay for us, which I've almost finished setting up. So I shall unmute everybody. And okay, cool. Lightman, are you there?
I am.
Good. Rose, are you there?
I am.
Good. Lempos, are you there?
I am.
Everybody's here. Alrighty. Well, I shall hand the reins over to Lyman, and we'll see if Gobbly lives.
Right, I guess we better do a quick recap since it's
Actually been like 6 weeks since we played last.
Yeah, and Lempos wasn't there for most of last session either.
No, he had to crash out earlier.
Yeah, so last time, at the start of the session, you guys picked up a new request for a job to do, where a farmer's daughter had been poisoned by an unknown creature, and they wanted you guys to head out, find out what it was, and possibly come back with some venom to see if a local apothecary could come up with some sort of antidote. On your journey, you come across a breach between this world and the outer worlds of the Fae and Hell, basically. And through it come a few demons that you guys dispatched pretty easily in the end. And eventually come to a farmer's hut where you wanted to get some information about creatures in the area which he might know about, which could cause these kind of things. Anyway, you guys arrived after dark. He assumed you were bandits trying to nick his shit, so he wasn't too fond to help you. And Gobbley, in his infinite wisdom, decided it'd be great to blow down his front door and blew up half the wall instead. So, yeah, he didn't give you any information. You went back to town. Asher knocked out Gobbley and threw him back in the prisons.
Stabbed him in the back,
More or
I
less what
think
happened.
is what actually happened. Not literally, but figuratively.
Also, to be fair, when we were heading out to talk to the hunter, that was purely courtesy. Vigor, being a devout paladin, was able to graciously heal the poisoned farmer's daughter using his lay on hands ability.
We could have ended that arc there, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
There you go, fixed. See you later.
Are you saying I lay my hands on young maidens?
On a young lady, yes.
You did.
Dirty old man.
Vigor laid his hands on a young maiden.
Dirty old man.
And for the sake of this session, I will say it might not run very long, because honestly, as a DM, it's very hard to plan anything around a character that might end up dead, as is Gobbley's current situation. So,
yeah, I'm supposed to I got knocked out, and I'm supposed to hang in the morning, or gallows, or what? How am I supposed to do? What's my chosen method of execution?
I don't think they let you choose, and I don't think they've decided yet which will be most fun either. So,
Fuckers.
guess we'll find out.
Well, the note you had did refer to just a general getting the shit kicked out of you, so...
Well, I wouldn't mind that so
much.
much.
The toe-cap boots.
Gobbley doesn't... I mean, getting the shit kicked out of me, people rarely die from that sort of thing.
Right, well, you guys arrived back at the tavern early hours, and as you come through the door after... The bartender's already wake up early in the morning. He saw you knock out Gobbley. Didn't really think much of it. And as you return back to the tavern again, he looks over, was like, so what the fuck did the goblin do? Or is this some sort of prank?
Is this basically straight after we've got back?
Yeah, you've just got back from dumping Gobbley back into prison.
In which case, Asher would just ignore him and head to bed. I have been shot at, I have fought demons, I was tired, and I'm pretty sure fairly wounded. Asher is just heading upstairs and passing out.
Vigar tells him that what we did was what do you call it? Not settle a debt, but well, serving justice.
Resolve the situation, I think Gobbley would say.
Resolve the situation. Yeah, that's a good one for it.
Bartender just shrugs and says, "Alright, you want any breakfast yet?"
I'll take some.
Alright, so he dishes up some grub. I'll take it you guys sit down. I'm guessing Asher's upstairs with whatever his name was. I can't remember what his name was now. Damn notes.
Damn
Right.
right.
That's the one, yeah. I couldn't see his name because he was underneath you.
Of
Take
course
from
he
that what
was.
you will.
Phrasing.
Yeah, so it gets to around afternoon time, and back in the prisons, Gobbly, you wake up stuffed in a corner on a bench inside a prison cell. The guy in the orange tunic. Hold on. Come on,
Oh,
roll.
there we go.
Keep up. There we go. The guy with the orange tunic in the centre here. He's still sitting there, just staring blankly like it was the last time you guys come through and tried to interrogate him. Meanwhile, the other two are sitting over on a bench, just staring at you, Gobbly, waiting for you to do something, like use magic on them, like you did last time. Just any excuse for them to jump you.
Okay, so it's been maybe long rest since it's now afternoon.
Yeah, I'll give you long rest.
Thank fuck. No, we have not leveled up, have we?
No,
Okay.
but it does mean you're back up to full HP with all of your spell slots.
Oh, thank God. Actually, I think I had full HP before I got knocked out, so I might have been okay. But I get all my spells back, which is the main thing I needed. Okay. It's not a case of am I going to use a spell? It's which spell am I going to use? Okay, so I'm going to have a quick look around. I can see the okay, yeah, I can see the bars in front of me. I can see the sort of half concave window thing that's behind me. And there's 3 guys in here.
There's 3 guys inside the cell with you.
Yep.
And you can see the guard that's just
That guy
sitting
there.
around the table up here.
And I'm there in the
But he
corner.
hasn't noticed that you're awake yet.
The guard hasn't.
No, the guard
Okay.
hasn't, but the 2 guys sitting the opposite end of the benches, they have noticed and are just watching you to see what you're planning on doing.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking through my spells, what I might be able to do. Minor. Oh, sorry, that was me. Oh, there's the thing. Okay. Oh, I won't have a bit of fleece, will I? Because do I have my components pouch still, or whatever it is I use for? Oh no, I use my staff for my
Yeah, they
place
would have
of stuff on
taken
them.
any pouches on
Ah.
your.
What about my
staff off
staff?
you.
I just tell them it's a stick.
No, they'd have taken anything that could be used as a weapon off of you, and they're aware that you're a magic user, so they're not going to be too fond about keeping anything on you which could be used for that purpose.
Okay.
So they've also taken the silver pendant which you got in the first session as well.
Oh, those bastards. What about the pendant that I had? The one that I came with?
They would have taken anything like that they believe could have been used for magic.
Set fire to a fart and blow the wall down, says Pagan Gods. I'll hold that in reserve, shall I? Witch bolt. Does witch bolt require that? I wasn't rolling that. I was just trying to find out what the thing was for it. No,
don't
it's
think
determined to
so.
roll it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's because
that's
it's
all right.
a weapon attack. Yeah.
I'll look it up. That's all right. Okay, well, so it's sort of early afternoon-ish, should we say?
Yeah, it's like midday, maybe 1 o'clock.
So I don't really know what's happened, do I? I basically walked back into town and then blacked out.
Yep.
Okay. So Gobbley rubs the probably sizable bump on the back of his head and says, looks over at the guard who hasn't looked at him yet. I don't know. I don't know whether it's better to play it coy or whether I should just start shooting.
Well, I looked up Witch Bolt, and you need a twig from a tree that's been struck by lightning.
I can do nothing. Well, I'm not going to be blasting my way out of here, that's for damn sure. Even Eldritch Blast, I'm pretty sure, requires something. Let's look up Eldritch Blast. Oh, maybe it doesn't. I can Eldritch Blast all day. Okay, Gobbly will sit up, rub his head, look over... Actually, I want to look over at the guy that's next to me, the one that stares forward. Can you tell me a little bit about him, or her, or it?
Is exactly the same position as he was last time. You can see a plate of food at his feet, which he just hasn't touched, and he's continued to just sit there staring blankly forwards.
Okay. I'll look over at the other two and just ask them how long I've been here for.
The one that you've had several run-ins with already just sort of grimaces at you, just like a smirk in his face. It's like a few hours.
Okay. It's alright, so I'm going to yell over at the guard and ask him what I'm doing in here. Or why I'm in here. Because Gobbley, I mean, I think Gobbley, I'm just trying to remember back to the last session. Gobbley was aware that people were not happy with him blowing down the door. But I don't think he thought he was going to be backstabbed in the horrible way that he was.
The guard just looks up from reading a book and just says, "You know full well why you're here. Don't start this shit." And then just goes back to reading his book.
Gobbley looks down dejectedly and I guess wait for help to arrive. Okay. Oh, actually, can I kick the guy next to me and see if he like reacts at all?
How'd you kick him? Like, just kick him in
Just
the leg?
in,
Or
yeah,
nudge
the
him
leg,
with
like
your foot?
just just nudge him and see if he's going to do anything.
You kick him in the leg and his foot impacts on the food, and then after a couple of seconds he just moves his leg back into exactly the same position it was in and never even looks at you, just keeps his focus fully forwards, not saying a word.
Okay. Well, I feel like this guy may not be an awful lot of help for me. Alright, actually I know. I'll crawl over that guy to the other two and say to them, so what's your sentence?
As you crawl over,
Yeah.
the guy that's already on the bench, he stands up and just walks away, constantly keeping eye contact with you because you did blind him last time you were in here.
Oh, that's right. I got colour spray or something, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was a good spell.
And the other guy's just looking at you like, looking at you and goes, "Well, from what I hear, it's better than yours." And now he's got like a big smile on his face. Says to you, "From what I hear, you're going to hang, you're going to get shot. I don't know. Either way, you're dying before us."
I'm going to tell them that all I did was blow down a door. They tried to kill people and have killed people. So what do they think is going to happen to them?
The guy just replies.
Yeah.
The guy just shrugged his shoulders and says, "From what I hear, they're wanting to send us to the capital because we have information to share. We have a bargaining chip and you don't.
Can I try and goad him into revealing what his bargaining chip is?
You would kind of know because you were the guys that captured him.
Yeah.
Because he was down in that first session, down in that dungeon area.
Yep.
And you know that somebody has been to question him from outside of the town already about his affiliation to the people within the dungeon in the first place. And I think Gobbley would probably be smart enough at least to put 2 and 2 together there that that's why he was captured in the first place. Or rather, that's why he's being sent somewhere else.
Right. My intelligence is 8, so maybe I would know that.
If you want to throw it to the wind, you could always roll an intelligence check and see.
Well, I'm trying to see if I can maybe gain a bargaining chip of my own that I could possibly use to maybe prolong my life slightly. But I don't know I don't know that they know anything I don't already know.
Well, if you can word it in a certain way of how you'd ask, and then we could try rolling something to see.
I'm going to ask them if... Alright, no, what I'm going to do is like taunt them and say they don't know anything and they're going to hang at the same time. Or actually, no, I'll tell them that I heard they're going to hang at the same time as me. And get it all... Like, I'm just going to tell them that they've got to get it all over and done with in one go.
The guy who backed away from you starts to look a little bit panicked. Actually, you trying to do deception here?
I very much am.
Oh, okay. Roll deception and then we'll decide.
15.
Well, the guy who backed away from you, he's looking very, very panicked at that. And he's glancing between you and his friend again looks back at you. And the guy that you're speaking to sort of looks a bit dejected and says, well, if I am going to die, at least it's in a much better way I would have done there. And like I said, you're going to die first, and I can take some pleasure from that, can't I?
Okay, I'm going to say to him, well, we could perhaps try and engineer an escape, and maybe everybody lives. Everybody wins, except for this guy behind me, because he doesn't look like he's going to move at all. I'll kick him with my foot as I do that.
Give a persuasion roll.
A really good one. Oh, my persuasion's +1. Let's persuade like a motherfucker. Do it, Gobbley. Come on. 18.
It's pretty decent.
That's not bad, is it?
No, it's pretty good.
Okay, I sidle over to him and like snuggle up to him. It's like, we could both escape, baby. Yes.
At first, he tries to shuffle a bit further away from you because he really doesn't like you. But eventually, he's like, you can see he's thinking about it, and then he leans a bit closer and he's like, so you got something that could get us out of here?
It's like, well, if I can get my stuff, maybe I could get us out of here. Can I look around and see if I can see my stuff?
You can do, but you can easily see the entire room from behind the bars, and it doesn't look like there's any equipment in here.
Well, I've been in here before. Do I know where they store the equipment?
Last time you were in the room where... Yeah, in this room, you could see these racks here had things like equipment, and you could see this is where they put the guns and whatnot from these guys that you captured last time.
Because I've got no attack spells that I can use without my staff. I can maybe prestidigitate something. Maybe cast mage armor, but that's a big maybe, and that's not gonna be very helpful either.
You could do Eldritch Blast.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, sorry, I do have Eldritch Blast. And I can't do mage armor because that requires leather. Oh, actually, well, these guys have leather. They'd have like leather clothes and shit, wouldn't they?
I'm guessing that when they got taken in there, they would have
They
taken
probably would
leather
have
chest
taken
pieces
it.
off them. Yeah, so they're just in like their cloth underclothes
Damn it.
from under their armor.
Gobbley will not be casting any useful spells today. Okay, yeah, so all I've got is Eldritch Blast. So I tell him that I can do a spell, but it's debatable how useful it's going to be.
What kind of clothes did Gobbly have actually?
Do
you have armor, or is it just
No, he has no. He has. I don't think he has any armor at all. Like crossbow, Eldritch Blast. No, he has no. I've like traveler's clothes, so it'd be like cloth clothes. Maybe some like leather parts to it, like a like leather pouch or something like that. But otherwise, no, it's mostly cloth.
Yeah. So yeah, there wouldn't be any leather in here then.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
yeah.
going to help you out here and say, are they wearing boots? Boots of this period would be made of leather.
That's very true. So yes, there is leather in here.
Just for full disclosure, and because I don't want to be a dick, it does say I need a piece of cured leather.
Yeah, it would be cured leather. There's no point in having non-cured leather as a boot.
So I look at his boots like... It's like... It's only for mage armor, so it's not going to help him at all, but I'm not going to tell him that. I was like...
Well,
sorry, okay. Yeah.
Do you wear boots yourself? Like, does Gobbley bother wearing them?
Yeah.
Well, your own leather boots will do then. To be
Well,
fair.
I can use my goddamn leather boots. I'm going to tell him I need his leather boot. I say, I need your boot, and maybe we can get out of here, maybe?
It gives you a funny look, and then looks over at his friend, goes, give me a boot. His friend's like...
Delegated.
Oh. Yeah, and his friend's just like... What? He's like, look, do you want to get out of here or not? Just give me a fucking boot.
Oh, does the... Oh,
He takes off one of his boots and hands it to you.
The guy behind me doesn't have any leather stuff on him, does he? He's like a priest guy with cloth.
Actually, yeah, he would have a leather boot. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I'm going to just sidle on over and pull his boot off.
He doesn't even react to it.
I
Just
figured he
take
would.
it, no. He doesn't even fight back.
Alright, I'm going to... Is the guard looking at me? Is he like... Because are we making like a ruckus?
As you're taking his boot off, the guard does look up and give you a funny look. And just goes, oi, what are you doing?
It's like, okay, so I pretend to like try on the boot, which is obviously like 10 sizes too big for a goblin. And I'm just like, oh look, lovely boot.
As you do that, he just rolls his eyes and goes back to reading his book.
Alright, I'm gonna meander over here and make like I'm gonna do use the facilities. And I'm gonna cast... If I cast Mage Armor, it's not allowed... Could I cast it in like quietly? Without, not so much for these guys that are next to me, but the guard, so the guard doesn't see?
Does it have somatic?
It does, yeah.
I guess you could say it quiet enough, like, you know, whisper it to yourself that you wouldn't be able to hear.
But it doesn't like make like a enormous bang when it casts or anything crazy like that.
Does it say anything like that in the description?
No, you touch a willing creature who isn't wearing armor, a protective magical force surrounds it until the spell ends. The target's base AC becomes 13 plus its dex. Dismiss the spell. No.
Yeah, I'd say it's fine then, like no flashes or anything like that. But the leather in your hands as you cast it, a piece of the boot just sort of turns to dust. So you've got like the sole of his boot left.
Okay, so I've cast it on myself.
Yep.
I'm debating whether or not to cast it on the other guy as well, because I can actually cast 2 level 1 spells. Oh, actually no, I can cast 3 level 1 spells.
It's concentration, I believe.
Nope. Duration 8 hours.
Isn't.
Okay, so I'm going to cast it on myself, and I'm also going to cast it on the guy I was talking to.
Okay, so you have to nick the other boot off the guy, but
I don't think he was going to be using them.
As you go to reach a hand to him to cast it on him, he looks. He's like, "What are you doing?"
It's like protective spell. Ooh, and give him crazy eyes.
He goes, all right then, if you do anything to me, I'm going to fucking kill you.
And I cut him off like halfway through, just like, hit him with the spell.
Okay, he's just looking at you and it's like, did you even do anything?
Does it? It doesn't have any visual, right? Really, component, does it? It's just something that happens.
I'm gonna rule it doesn't because it doesn't specifically say it does. So
cool. I just give him the thumbs up.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, what now then?
Well, I didn't really think much further than that. I mean, I could Eldritch Blast and pray for a good roll. Blade Ward, I don't think I can use either. Hang on. I'm gonna look up all these spells because I haven't seen them in like 6 weeks.
Isn't Blade Ward just more AC again?
Ooh. It gives you resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks. It only lasts a round, but it doesn't require anything, so that's good. So I'll keep that in reserve. Okay. No, I could Eldritch Blast the guard. Do I? Okay, I'm going to ask the guy, is anybody else here? Apart from that one guard.
He
Or has he
says,
seen
"I ain't
anyone
seen
else?
anyone."
Because if
He
he's the
said he
only...
hadn't seen anyone in hours.
If he's the only guy here, I can probably hit him with Eldritch Blast before he gets a chance to do anything. Okay, I'm going to ask the guy whether he thinks it's better just to try and blast the side of the wall out, like the really thin part where the window would be, like the little concave area, or whether I should just blast the guy. See, the thing is, if I blast the guy, there's really no going back. Blast the wall, maybe I could talk my way out of that one.
He says, "Well, why not just blast the gate?"
Well, yeah.
That is what got Gobbly into this, man.
Yes, it's pretty much what I do.
It's come full circle.
Yes.
He just says, "Look, you blast the gate. There's 3 of us, 1 of him."
That's true. Okay, I'm gonna look at the gate. Does it look like it has any obvious weak points, like on the hinge or on the floor or anything like that? Not even an obvious weak point, I guess. It's just like a weak point or a weaker point.
I'd say that it looks quite rusted anyway, but nothing that would scream to Gobbly. Actually, give me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Yeah, investigation.
Oh, my favourite stat, -1. Roll good. Roll better. 2.
It looks like a big iron door.
Big old iron door. Actually, that bit next to the iron door, this little grey area here, what's the button to make things appear?
Just left click and hold.
All right. Yeah, there. What is that? Is that just a piece of wall?
That's like the cast iron gate. And then this is just bars.
Oh, okay. I for some reason I presume those bars go up and down. Okay. Okay, what do I think would be weaker, like the wall behind me or that gate?
If you're now investigating the wall, give me another investigation check and we'll see.
Come on, Gobbley. This is for your life, son. Roll good. That's 11.
As you look at the back concaves here, you can't tell how thick the wall actually is. Like, it just looks exactly the same as the walls on the flatter parts.
Right.
The actual window part themselves is just more iron bars, but they're quite high up and only about a foot in length.
Right. So I'd probably...
They're literally there to let light in, and that's about it.
So they're about like a foot square?
Well, each one's about 2 feet wide. But
So
it's about a foot high. So Gobbley could squeeze through it.
Oh, I see.
The other people would have quite a bit of trouble trying to get through.
Okay. So I'm going to walk over to the bars and ask the guard when I am scheduled to be executed.
Guard just looks up from his book and says, I don't know. He just goes back to his book.
Well, that's fucking helpful. Well done. Well done, guard. Oh, God. Like, if I had a knight, then maybe... Oh, fuck it. I'm going for the bars. I'm hitting the door.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast, because I can do it many times. In order to do Eldritch Blast, I need to find my spell. Alright, so I turn around to the guy and say, let's step back from the door. I just had a thought. Okay. I'm going to stand here-ish, and I'm going to cast it, obviously, at the door, wherever I think would be, you know, the best place to cast it at.
Okay, as you move up there, this guy pulls back around the wall.
I'm just gonna like check over and make sure the guard doesn't have to be looking at me while I'm doing this, and hit him with Eldritch Blast. Roll good. 10.
That's enough to hit.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I'll say you hit it right on the lock mechanism itself, since it's a nice big chunk to aim for.
Cool. How do I roll for damage?
Just click on Eldritch Blast in the chat.
Oh, right there. Yep. Okay. Now this is really where it comes down to, doesn't it? I've got to roll high enough to destroy the lock, and that's kind of it. Roll good.
Yep, pretty much.
That's 2.
You hit it, and there's a loud bang.
I've got 2.
And it just sort of shakes.
Alright, so I immediately point to the guy next to me.
The guard, like, jumps up, grabs the spear next to him, and looks over, and sees you pointing to the other guy. And just like, oh, fuck this shit. And starts shouting out like, hey, the magic one's up.
Oh, right, I'm gonna hit it again.
Okay, go ahead.
20 to hit. I would hope that hits.
Yep, easily enough.
Okay. Come on, Eldritch Blast. Do something good. Oh, fuck you.
You smack it again. It just rattles again against the bars. You hear the bars ringing.
Oh, my God.
And
oh, okay. Yep.
another guy comes running through, and together they just start...
This is getting worse.
moving. Yep. They just start moving up to the walls with their shields raised up. And one of them shouting, "Cease that! Stop it! Stop it now!"
I don't know. I'm going to point to the guy next to me, like not to the guy that's right next to me, but the other guy that's like sitting there motionless, like it's him as I'm casting.
Yeah, they can see it coming out of your hand.
Yes, it's very obvious, but I'm like, it's him. Oh my God, I can't hear shit. Like, sure, like at some point, through wear and tear, this door's gonna come down.
Yeah, I was gonna say the door. You can see the lock, like the bolt on it now. It's starting to bend.
Starting to discolor. Yeah, well done. Right.
And,
then I look at the guy next to me. I was like, "Well, have you got anything?"
And now they're right up against the doors, and they're shouting like, "Move! Move out of the way! Move out of the way!" to these two guys. And yeah, they both just shift along. And this guy just sprints along to the other side of the wall.
Their spears can't reach me like back there, can they? They can't poke me through the bars.
Well, I was going to say this guy has shifted his spear up onto his shoulder, and he looks like he's just going to chuck it at you.
I'm going to pick up the pail that's next to me and try and use it as a rudimentary shield while I cast this thing once more time. Where's my... Oh, it's behind here. Okay. Come on, Eldritch Blast. Oh, fantastic. 9.
Still enough to hit it. It's a stationary object, which is sizable enough.
Hope so. Come on, roll good. That's more closer to it.
You give it one last massive blast, and the bolt holding the door shut just bends completely, and the door swings out. smacks into this guy and puts him flat on his ass. But now this door is completely open.
All right, I look at the other two like, there's not a better. You won't find a better time to escape than now. Let's fucking move. I kind of want them to go first because I'm a squishy one.
Hold on a second. I'm on the wrong. There we go. Seeing this door smack open and his friend get just smacked into the ground, this guy runs backwards towards the door and he's just standing there ready. And you can see he's now thinking, "Oh fuck!" as he's just standing there with a shield up and spear out, and he's still saying, "Again, like, stop it now! Stop it, or I'll put you down."
All right. I'm going to put the bucket on my head like a rudimentary helmet.
Could you roll initiative for me now, though?
Oh yeah.
Now it's reached a point where it's not going to be round.
It's going to be, yeah. Okay. So initiative. Oh yeah. I'm all the initiate.
You are. So yeah, you get to go first.
Okay. So this guy's like there. This guy here. Is he prone?
He is right now, yeah.
Okay. So could I move past him without incurring an attack of opportunity?
You can.
Okay, and I can. My move is 30. I'm going to.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Is it when you're prone you don't provoke attacks of opportunity, or is it that you do it at disadvantage?
I don't know.
Because I don't think I've ever read that. Do you happen to know, Rose?
Not off memory. Let me check the conditions of the first time.
If only we had something like Google.
Indeed.
Being prone does not affect attack of opportunities as far as I can see.
Right. Well, I've got mage armor on.
It does have disadvantage on attack rolls.
Oh, thank God. All right. Yeah, I'm going for it then. So I've got 1, 2. I'm gonna run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 will get me to here. And then I'm going to double run the fuck out of there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I could almost make it out. I could taste the freedom. Yeah, so I'm just going to run 1, 2, 3, 4 and take my attack.
Yep. Four, you're lucky it's a disadvantage.
What did I get? What did you get?
20, natural 20, followed by 4.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I'm just gonna leg it.
Yep.
So I can make it to there. Vigor, Asher, what makes you here?
Right, and
Oh, actually, as I do.
Sorry,
As I do. Oh well, because I did double run, I haven't got an action. But as I'm running, I'm like, I turn around and look at the two idiots behind me. I'm like, run, you fools! And then I belt out the door.
As you shout that, you see one of the guys jumping on the guard that's prone, whereas the other one's running out and just picking up his spear as you're buggering off.
Oh, actually,
and this final guard runs up and starts trying to engage them.
Okay. Now, can I look to my right here and see if I can see my staff on the wall there?
Yep, and you can see it. It's just propped up against the wall.
Oh, I'm
And
definitely
on
grabbing
one of the
that.
shelves, you can see your gear.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I want to go and grab my gear.
Okay.
Grab my gear. 1, 2, 3,
Well,
4.
one
5,
of your
6.
friends might be dying.
Okay, so I've got my stuff back.
Yep. Bear with me
Oh.
a second, because this guy's still attacking your friend.
All right. Do you roll another 20?
Yep. Natural 20 again.
For who?
For one of the guards attacking
Yeah.
one of the guys back there.
Fantastic.
I'm just being blind and not finding the damage on a spear. There it is.
I mean, to be fair, all the natural 20s do explain how Gobbley got captured in the first place.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, the guard stabs the guy trying to grab the spear himself and does a really fucking good hit straight through his chest. He's still standing, but he doesn't look too good. And then you can run off and grab your gear.
Cool. I'm assuming grabbing my gear is probably going to be an action.
Yeah, it would be, because you got quite a lot of stuff to pick up if you want to get all of your things.
Yeah, I want to grab everything. I like how it's like I gave them the opportunity to run, so they decided to beat the living crap out of everyone that's there.
Well, they're not quite as nimble or fast as you are when it comes to running past a bunch of guards.
Or smart.
Well, they didn't blow a hole in someone's wall to get caught.
Hey, I blew a hole in someone's door, and that got me in here. I blew a hole in the door, it got me out. I see no problem.
That is true. It has kind of saved you now.
That's what I do. Gobbley the whole door blower.
And yeah, you can just hear more fighting coming from the other room. Obviously from there you can't see it, and then it swings back round to your turn.
Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, can I move through there like that?
Yeah, that's fine.
5.
I'll just say around in the corner.
6. 1, 2, 3. 15-foot cone.
As you come back round that corner,
yeah,
because you couldn't see it around there, this guy here is just lying on the ground with this guy spearing him, and he's just pulling the spear back out and swinging it round to hit the other guy that's currently grappling the other guard.
This fight has not gone well. Okay. 15-foot cone. Is that like 9 square? Where would that reach to from here?
I'd say from to there to about probably.
So basically, get all of them.
Yeah, you'd get everyone in there.
Just because it makes for good drama, I'm going to hit them all with color blast, color spray.
Does it? Do they have to be facing you for color spray to actually blind them?
Ooh, that's a good question. A dazzling array of flashing coloured lights springs from your hand. Roll 60-10. Creatures of 15-foot cone originating from you are affected in ascending order from the current hit points. Ignoring unconscious creatures and creatures that can't see. I think because it's not.
Yeah, just.
It doesn't really say.
I'd take from that it would blind them anyway.
Cool. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna hit him with it.
Okay.
Wow. I need 60-10. Which, if you were playing this for realsies, would be quite difficult to do. But because I can just press a button. Casting at level 1. Yes. Let him go. 38 points of hit point damage.
Yep. As you do that, they all... Well, the guy that's pulling his spear out just all of a sudden shudders down on his spear and starts trying to grab at his face. Meanwhile, the two guys on the ground, they're still trying to grapple each other, but they're more flailing at each other now than they are trying to grapple.
So do I think they're blinded?
It's safe to assume.
Okay. Now that my work here is done, I'm going to leave.
Okay, and I'll just say Gobbley can turn around and run now because...
Yay! Freedom! With the alright, so I tear ass out of there with the poo bucket on my head.
As you break out of the door, you can see a bunch of people in the street sort of looking over because they've heard loud bangs coming from inside the prison. And as you burst through the door, a bunch of people start gasping as they see you come running out.
They don't know it's a goblin. I'm camouflaged in my poo helmet.
Oh, they could definitely tell you're and they're just gasping at sight of a goblin breaking out or appearing to break out of what they know is a prison. And you have two ways you could really go here. If you head towards your right, it would run out into the woods, which heads back in sort of the same direction as you went to find the hunter last session. If you run to your left, there's the main like gate in inverted commas for the town itself, and it leads back out onto main roads.
Is there towards the gate? Is there a lot of people, or are there guards or anything like that?
Roll me perception.
Because what I'd like to do is stay in town, but I'd like to very much stay, try and get hidden. 5.
You don't see any guards anywhere. You just see a lot of people staring at you right now.
Okay. Right. Okay, no, I'm going to take off into the woods because I think it's probably my better bet.
Okay, so you go running off then.
I'm free!
Actually, did I add that to the map? I think I did. Oh, if you zoom right out, you can see where the tree line starts.
I'm still on the thing.
Yeah, it's on the prison map.
Oh,
if you zoom out.
I can't zoom at all. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Oh,
It's like the green line.
Yeah.
This was in case it tried to break you out of prison. Yeah, well, I had to do it quick. Then I realised a few weeks ago, I was like, oh crap, what if somebody tries to break him out of the prison? I'm going to need at least something to remind myself. So you start running off that way then, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'm going to go run off and try and hide in some trees. I don't want to go too far away from town, but like maybe 2 or 3 minutes out of town and find some trees to hide in.
Oh, that's why I've got the wrong thing selected. As you get about to here, behind you, you hear a gunshot go off. Which you're very familiar with the sound of since you got hit in the face by one. And the round just whizzes past your head and smacks into the ground in front of you. I'm assuming you just keep running.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna slow down.
I'll say you easily make it into the tree line then and just disappear, and you hear a bunch of shouting behind you and people shouting for people to go home and go back to their homes. Roll me a stealth check since you're out there, because we'll use this as your universal stealthing in the woods so they can't find you eventually.
6. I'm definitely think that I'm hidden.
Gobbley believes so.
Yes, very much so.
There's just a little trail of
poo
just leading directly to it.
Yeah.
So, back at the tavern.
Meanwhile.
So yeah, Asher and Vigor, it's early afternoon now.
Oh, would they be able to hear that? What's going on?
No, this is outside and down the road a bit, so you wouldn't have heard the banging.
What about the gunshot?
I think we would have heard the gunshot.
Yeah, I was just getting to that. So wherever you guys are within the tavern, you just hear a pretty audible gunshot. Like, you guys have heard guns go off, obviously, so you definitely know. Do either of you react to it?
Wait, react to what?
You hear a gunshot off in the distance.
I guess we at least go out from the tavern and have a look at the direction that the shot came from.
Asher would probably sort of still be upstairs, just sort of resting, and like literally just sleeping, so that he would join Vigor at sort of like a few minutes later, sort of buttoning up his shirt, essentially.
Well, as you walk outside, Vigor, you see Eddard out there, the second in command of the town guard, and he's shouting at a couple of guards out in the street and waving his sword around.
I'll run over to him and ask what's going on.
He looks back at you and just says, "We don't know. I'm heading back to the guardhouse to find out someone fired a shot. People are saying that your friend escaped."
We got face palms. Can I roll for face palms?
You roll strength to see if you put your hand through your face.
Yeah, roll an attack on yourself.
And Eddard just says to you, I suggest you stay here until this is dealt with.
I mean, I guess Vigar would trust the guards to take care of it, if it's the entire guard.
You mean to kill Gobbley?
Yeah. I should probably run after them.
What do you want to do then? Do you want to keep chasing, like, you know, run after Eddard, or are you going to stay in the tavern?
I guess, run after them.
Eddard makes it to out front of the guardhouse again and looks back at you and basically says, look, I told you, stay in the fucking tavern. The captain's not going to want you coming with us on this.
Well, he was our responsibility.
Yeah, and you were also running around with him. If we take you out there to help look for him, do you not see a conflict of interest here?
I'm guessing at this
I'd
point
like to
Asher
kill
would
it
catch up.
myself.
Yeah, Asher would have caught up by now.
Asher would sort of catch up and say, what's happening?
Your friend escaped out of the prisons
Friend?
with a couple of... Your little goblin pet.
Oh.
Don't call me pet.
He says, yeah, he got a couple of the others to help him try and fight his way out. We took out them, but he's run off into the woods. We're going out to find him. But
No.
you need to stay in the tavern where you can't interfere.
Because of a conflict of interest. I heard that right when I was running up.
Yes. Look,
Even though
I
we
trust-
were the ones who brought him to jail.
Eddard holds up his hands and says, look, I trust you to help me find him. I don't know if the captain will. I haven't seen him yet. But knowing him, he will say you can't come with us. So please just stay in the tavern. Let us deal with it.
You're the guard.
He just nods and starts shouting at a couple of other nearby guardsmen, saying like, you, go grab a horse. You, come with me, we'll head out now. And points up at the guy on top of the guardhouse who took the shot at Gobbley in the first place. He says, you stay here, keep your eyes out, make sure he doesn't come back. And they all start running off to do their duties.
Can Asher duck inside the jailhouse?
You can definitely take a glance in as you go past, and
I'd actually like to try and get a look at the cells. Is the cultist still there?
hold on a sec, I'll move this over to the other map. Oh, you guys are still there. Bollocks. Yeah, my roll 20 doesn't like moving you, apparently.
That's fine, but yeah, I want to see if this guy is still there.
Yeah, I'd say you can duck in, because the guards are busy doing other things right now, and as you come through, you see a couple of bodies down on the floor, which you recognise as the ones that you captured before. And yeah, this guy over here is still just sitting there, and there's a guard standing right in front of the bars right here, just watching him, keeping an eye on him. But you also see the cell door is just completely blasted open.
Just all mangled and wrecked.
No, but you can easily see the lock because it's sort of like angled towards you, and you can see the bar that holds the lock shut just bent completely backwards.
Seeing that the cultist is still there, I turn around and sort of head back out and basically mutter under my breath, he really has a thing against doors. And yeah, I guess head back to the tavern.
Yeah.
Right, So you guys head back. Meanwhile, back in the woods, which I don't have any maps for. So.
That's fine, because basically all I want to do is run into the woods, and then if I head south or down the map, is that blue stuff? Is that water?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I want to run
It's
like basically like south, and then like do that thing where you go into the water to throw off the scent of the dogs, and try and circle back into town.
Okay. Well, how far through the woods would you have gone before trying to circle round?
Probably like far enough that I can't see the town anymore. I don't know how thick these woods are, but like yeah, basically far enough that I couldn't be seen any longer easily from the town, and then just like circle around.
Oh, well, you eventually come into like a small ditch area which you can easily jump in and run along.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that leads you back down to the coast.
Cool. Yeah, so basically I want to jump in
wait
the
for it.
stream or the river or whatever hell's down to the south. Basically wash myself off and try and get the poo stink off. And yeah, then circle back around and maybe come to town from the other side, hopefully from where there are no guards or, like obvious, where I can be obviously seen.
Well, bear in mind that what's actually down here is more or less ocean.
Right.
So, yeah, you can run into it for a bit and run along. But if you want to circle back around to the other side of the town, you're going to have to go back through the woods again.
Can't I just run along the shore?
So you mean, like, continue running west along the shore until...
Yes.
East, rather. And then head back through the woods.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a map, but essentially, yeah, I want to circle around to the other side of the
Hold on.
town.
It might be better if I do it this way.
Oh.
You guys are at number 8, which is here.
Oh, okay, cool.
So what you mean is you head a bit further out east to say like down here somewhere, and then circle back around and over the top.
Well, I was more thinking, if we're looking at it from the same orientation, I'd basically head south towards the water, and then head west along the shore, and then circle back around and come back in from the west.
Yeah, that's fine. Behind you the whole time, you hear a lot of shouting, and you can hear people trudging through the forests.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check.
Okey-doke. Damn. I got 5. With the bucket on the head, it's hard to see.
It's because you're running yourself, trying to get away, and obviously Gobbley's going to be in a bit of a panic. You think you're starting to lose them.
A bit of a panic.
And as
This
you
is a Tuesday for Gobbly.
Okay, so Gobbley's perfectly fine and just believes he's a god. They can't stop him. He's the perfect goblin. So it sounds like you're losing him.
Cool.
And after a while of trudging along the coast, occasionally running through the water, thinking, this will lose them. You head back up into the woods.
It suddenly occurs to me, and hopefully to Gobbly, that I'm running along the shore, leaving footprints behind.
This is Gobbley we're talking about.
Yeah, well, maybe it doesn't occur to him. It occurs to me as the player.
Yeah. So, yeah, you run back through the woods. After about an hour or so, you can still hear shouting behind you. Give me another perception check.
Perceive better, Gobbly. 8. Still not great. Oh.
By now, Gobbley's slowed the pace down a bit, thinking, this is fine, I've got this sorted. And then all of a sudden from behind you, you hear a shout of, I found him! I found him!
Fuck.
And then, as you look over his shoulder, you see a guy readying his rifle. Give me a initiative roll. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okie doke. Well, yours was 2. See if I can roll worse. 8.
So you got first action. What does Gobbly want to do?
Oh, we didn't Wild Magic Surge either. I think I'm going to... How far away is he?
I'd say it's probably about... How many feet would you be able to see? You'd probably be about 40 or 50 feet away. I'll say 50.
50 feet. Fuck you, Rose. It sounded like a good idea at the time.
What I'll do is I'll quickly change a map up. One of the old ones, and then we'll put you on there.
Yeah. I'm just looking at. I don't want to attack them. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to be fucking up their day. I was happy to hit them with color spray because that doesn't really do any damage. But I think if it comes down to it, I'm gonna wreck their faces if they come near me. I'm still hoping to somehow salvage my reputation with the group, but it's getting harder.
Yeah. I'd certainly say so.
I can't. I don't have anything that disables all my stuff. Attacks really, or doesn't do anything. Oh, actually, yeah, I know what I can do. I'm going to cast a minor illusion. Oh, actually, okay. So yeah, so I'm going to try and duck like behind a tree or something like that, so I at least can't be seen. I've put you on
the map now.
Oh, cool.
So.
Okay, so I'm there. Where's what's his face? Oh yeah, down there. Okay. Okay. How big of an illusion can I cast? Oh, that's not bad. What's the local fauna around here? Something I'm thinking of something dangerous that people would be afraid of.
Usual things: wolves, bears, that kind of thing. We're thinking like kind of animals you'd see running around Russian wilderness, let's say.
Okay, so I'd like
weird demon babies as well.
Ooh.
You've also got demons and things like that as well, which are really common.
Could I use minor illusion
not really common, but...
to cast? Yep. So I want to duck behind a tree. Let's say there, and I want to create. Oh, it's only a range of 30 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, that's all right. How do I do the ruler again? Oh, I press on the ruler. So about there-ish. Okay. So I want to create one of those portal things that we saw earlier, that spew the stuff out of them. You know, the demon portals. I want to recreate one of those about there, between me and him.
Yep.
And have it like pop into existence.
Okay, bear with me a sec. I'll find a token for it.
Cool.
Just drag the first one I'll find.
So my
around there.
That looks good. So my objective here is to try and distract him and hopefully like slow him down so that I can make an exciting getaway.
Alright, well you make this portal and you see where he's levelling the rifle on you. He sees this portal suddenly appear, which is actually something that's quite common. Again, it does happen. And you can see he's starting to think, oh, shit. And he's sort of like a little bit shaky maybe with his rifle, but he's still trying to line it up on you.
Okay.
You still have movement left if you want to use it.
Okay.
You only moved about 5 feet, so...
Okay. Well, I'm... Yeah.
No, you're behind the tree. Can't you also hide as a bonus action?
I
that
can
is true,
indeed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll use my bonus action to hide the fuck out of there.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Stealth, you say? Hey, 17.
Nice.
Gobbley does good.
See, as you see him dart his eyes over to the portal quickly, you jump behind the tree and just put your back up against it. And he looks back over and
Sees nothing. Fuck all.
and he just goes, "Shit! There's a portal. A breach. To me, and he starts backing off from it. And his eyes are still fixed on the portal. You can still see him if you poke your head around the corner. He can't see you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's up to you what you want to do now.
I'm going to advance in the rearward direction and run away.
Yep, and you easily make it.
Yeah.
You can go.
Gobbley lives to kill another door another day.
By now, it's early evening, and the sun's definitely setting. And from the fact that you've lived out in the wilderness quite a lot in the past, you know it's probably not a good idea to be traveling on your own right now. You should really find some shelter before nightfall happens.
How far away am I from town?
Quite a ways, like we're talking
Oh, shit.
3-4 miles away, at least.
I've run quite a ways, haven't I?
Yeah.
So 3-4 miles. It's probably gonna take me what, like an hour at least to get back into town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess my overarching plan is to get back. Yeah.
Plus, from where you are, the guards and whatnot are currently between you and the town, so you'd either have to go through them or around them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna chance going through them, even though I'm hidden. I'm still gonna go around. So okay, yeah. So I'm gonna like stealthily make my way around them as best I can to walk back towards town. What I want to try and do is get back to the inn and hopefully hide in there, because that will be the last place they would think to look for me.
Unless they see you go in there.
That's why I've got to be stealthy goblin.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just about to cut back to you actually, Rose. Because, yeah, you guys are in the tavern. Do you stay in there as instructed earlier?
No. We're going hunting.
Vigor, you were the one I was relying on to be on my side, for fuck's sake.
How long do you guys wait before you try and sneak away from the tavern then? Not that it'll be difficult, but still.
Actually, I barely think we need to sneak away because
No,
they
you really
ran
don't.
in one direction and like.
Well, put it this way, this town had very few guards to begin with, and some of them just run off that way. One of them's currently inside the building, and one of them's on top of the building, keeping an eye out, so
Yeah.
it's not going to be hard.
Okay.
You want to go after him?
Well, I want to knock some sense into his head.
Gobby would be happy with that.
He just broke out of jail and is being chased by half of the town guard. I think the only thing that's going to go through his head is a bullet when they find him.
Poor Gobbley. Pray for Gobbley.
Well, I still want to smack him around before he dies. That's my preferred.
Oh, it gets me right here. Ow.
Smack my Gobbley up.
Fine, I'm gonna have to come with you, aren't I? Like, then.
Well, it's either that or you stay here. But I
No, I'll come. I'll come.
I promise you can smack him about as well.
I don't want to. No, but I'll come anyway. God knows.
Can we stop agreeing to smack Gobbley around, please?
I will then basically reach into my coat and pull out. You've never seen this, Vigor, but I basically pull out a pistol and sort of a small pouch and a couple of bullets, and I hand it to Bran and say, if you see him and he's acting aggressive, shoot the fucker.
Oh, so harsh.
It's Gobbley Gate. Jesus.
Bloody hell. Oh, honestly, you blow up
I
one
said
door.
if he's acting aggressive.
How do you ever know with Gobbley?
And if he's not, smack him about.
Can we cut quickly back to Gobbly as he's running through the forest, wondering if he perhaps didn't choose his friends as wisely as he'd thought, and maybe should have sided with the evil temple guys instead? Because at least they had his back. This is as idly as Gobbly runs along.
To another. What we need right now is a 24-hour clock that slowly goes down.
Okay, yeah, we will. I guess we will head out and try and find Gobbly.
Are you guys going to follow the direction that the guards run off in, or are you going to try and go around the opposite way?
Well, I guess, like, since we don't know where he went, I guess we somewhat have to follow the guards.
Yeah.
Actually, come to think of it, Asher, you've been in the dirty business before. What would say you'd have to escape a prison and might not have the current intelligence that you have now? What would you do? Where would you run off to?
Well, I take offense to the idea that I could have been imprisoned. I am a fine, upstanding gentleman.
Well, let's...
But if I was having to evade guards due to circumstances, as might have happened in the past, I would generally try and sweep round behind them. They're not going to be looking behind them to places they've already searched. I'm not saying we're going to find him sitting in the jail cell twiddling his fingers, but might be closer to the village than further away.
So the guards are running east. So should we search around the town? Is that what you're suggesting? That he might...
Well, that way we're also not out in the woods helping him, as the guards could accuse us of, so that will keep us safe.
True. I like your thinking, Asher. Let's do that.
Alright, so take it you guys just search around the local area then.
I'm imagining a Terrence and Philip-esque, we're hunting for treasure, and then just look around.
It's probably more Vigar's taking it a lot more seriously than Asher, who's just sort of,
Yeah, so Asher's just following him, like, oh, not...
Well, it is my sense of duty.
Will you guys circle around the town, just in the woods that surround it? Close enough that you can still see the town, but far enough in that you can get a good look around, and you don't find a Gobbly anywhere. And it gets towards late evening, and you've managed to go around the entire town's perimeter, not really seeing anything of interest. So what do you guys do then?
I would basically say, Vigar, look, I know you want to find him for good or ill, but...
Like, smack him about.
Trust me, the trail has gone cold if the guards haven't already found him. And let's be honest, they're better at this than us. This is kind of their job, is to hunt down criminals. We're not going to find him right now. We may as well head back, wait until first light, talk to the captain of the guard, and see where they last saw.
You're right.
Because you can't see in the dark. He can. He will always escape you.
Fine. Let's go back to the tavern.
As you guys head back into the village proper, you see, coming from the opposite side, the way that they originally ran off, you see the guards with Eddard returning, just heading back towards the...
I will duck out of sight so they don't see us walking back into town.
Okay, both Well, Ash should give me a stealth check. Vigor, are you going to try and hide from the guards? So I don't see you coming back?
Well, no, I'm innocent. I haven't done anything. I'm not gonna sneak.
Okay, well, Ash should give me a roll then.
I'll walk. I'll
13.
walk in stoutly.
You walk in with your chest pumped out.
Indeed.
I'll say, yeah, Rash, they look up, they see Vigor returning. I mean, he's a man walking along in chain plate who's bloody huge. It's not difficult to see. But they'll only see him. And they don't really pay it any mind. And you just see them head back in towards the guardhouse as you guys enter the tavern.
Fair enough.
About 10 minutes after you do get back in, though, the guard captain arrives and bursts through the door and sees... actually, do you guys retire back upstairs, or are you downstairs in the main...
I would probably be eating.
Okay.
We've been out patrolling, so yeah, I would probably be eating.
He looks around, sees Vigor, and storms over to you and says, "Where the hell were you going?"
What's it to you?
What's it to me? What the fuck kind of question is that? I'm the captain here. My job is to keep the peace. Your little pet has been disrupting that. He escapes from our jails, tries to kill some of my men, and then runs off. Then a few hours later, you guys go off in the woods. What do you expect me to think? Eddard tells me he told you to stay here. Why didn't you stay here?
We were out doing a job.
What
Not
job?
looking. Laying hands on farm maidens.
Asher would out laughing at that.
He recalls a bit from that. Like, you can tell he, part deep down inside him, there's a part of him that's chuckling, but he's got to give the tough exterior. He just goes, "Well, we have a brothel for that. Farm girls for that."
Well, it's a required taste, Captain. I like to toss
Asher
lemonade.
would interject and say, "Extracurricular activities aside, Captain, we barely left the town borders. It was already several hours. We hadn't heard anything from you guys. We were just left here twiddling our thumbs. And to be fair, we were the ones who brought him back to you the first time. We
Yeah, go on.
wouldn't bring him back just to help him escape."
The captain just sort of goes, and then goes, "Fine. But the governor wants to see you guys tonight. I'll be back in 10 minutes to pick you up. I suggest you put some nice shit on or something."
I was about to say,
That's right,
"I'll go
stormed
put
out.
on my good suit."
As you
Right.
say that, he's already turned around, just storming out.
Do I actually have anything else than armor?
I think you have common clothes, but to be fair, you could just go in your armor if you want to.
Yeah.
Your armor is kind of a uniform, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Asher would duck back upstairs and sort of reappear in a sort of a much more... it's not the fashion of this place. It is sort of the fashion of... Oh, God, I forget its name. The Republic.
Yeah.
So it is obviously quite, it's foreign clothing, but it is still sort of very noble, fine clothing, and you sort of see he's now got rings on his fingers and sort of, yeah.
Bells on his
He's
toes.
looking up.
I get a dish rack from the bartender and spots out the worst places of rust and filth in my armor.
Yeah. Get some of the dried blood from your cleaving of the fort area in the first session.
You sort of see him, Asher, just sort of... He doesn't have any obvious short sword on him, but you do sort of see him, before the guard captain gets back, just sort of tucking a dagger up his sleeves, sort of thing, so that he can easily get to them if need be.
Okay. we switch back to Gobbley. You're out in the woods. It's getting very dark now. But you've definitely lost the guards. You can hear the shouting's gone. You haven't seen anyone around you.
Cool. How far do I reckon I am from the town now?
Give me I'd say either nature
Survival?
or straight up wisdom. Yeah, go survival.
Yeah, survival's my best stat. Oh, I crit the fuck out of that. 20.
You would say you're about 2, maybe 3 miles outside, somewhere to the northeast of the town.
Okay. I'd know this area reasonably well. I've been here before, haven't I?
Yeah, you've been hanging around here for a while.
Okay, so I'm going to use my knowledge to plan the best route into town. Like, if I know there's a way I can get into town without a high probability of being spotted, I'm going to take that.
You definitely know a way through the woods where you're not going to get spotted by anybody who might still be looking for you.
Cool.
But when it comes to the town itself, that might be a bit more tricky.
I'm not so much worried about like once I get into town, but my end goal is to like get to town and then hopefully stealth and sneak my way through to try and get back to the inn, because that was the last place that I know that I saw the my friends in inverted commas.
Okay, yeah, you can easily do that with that
Cool.
nature check.
Yeah.
You know it will take an hour or so at least to get back, though, if you're making good pace.
Cool.
So back with Asher and Vigor.
Beep.
10 minutes later.
Boop.
10 minutes later, the guard captain does come back and looks at Asher and looks at Vigor, looks back at Asher and just goes, "Oh, fuck's sake, he's going to love you." This is right. Come on then, and escorts you.
Asher just grins.
He escorts you down the road and up to a building that kind of looks like this. Like, it's definitely by far the most grandiose building here.
I'm guessing we sort of expect it to be taken here. Like, this is the town hall or mayor's house.
Yeah, you've been
Quite
past
obvious.
it quite a few times. It's kind of like a 2-in-1. It counts as the town's hall, the town's meeting hall, and the governor's house.
Why does it have different colored tiles?
Why not?
Because only the fanciest houses have multicolored tiles.
Yeah.
I guess so.
It's
I sort of lean over to him and say, all likelihood, the newer red tiles are extensions adding to the building. They are still showing their original terracotta, and they haven't had weathering done yet. This guy has money to throw at his own house.
Yes, thank you, smartass.
It was a rhetorical question. Shut up.
So yeah, he takes you into the through the front door, which leads straight into the main meeting hall. And at the end of a massive table, a man stands up who is in very nice clothes, not the same sort of fashion as Asher, but the fashion of this kind of area. And he just says, "Thank you, Captain, you may leave us." And the captain mumbles something under his breath, just nods and turns, closes the door behind him. The governor.
I don't
go ahead.
even stop at the other side of the table. I walk around, say, you must be the mayor. I've heard so much about you from the good captain. It is a pleasure to finally meet you. I wish this was under better circumstances."
He
Vigor does the same and goes up to him and says that it is a pleasure to meet you, Governor.
As he's looking at Asher walking up, he's like, got a rather friendly looking demeanor. Like he's thinking, this is someone of noble blood. I can talk to you. And as he looks around, as Vigor starts talking and sees him, towering man walking up in full armor, you can see him sort of get a bit taken aback by it and recovers himself. He's like, yes, quite. Would you like to take a seat, please? And points towards 2 seats for you at his end of the table.
Would be a pleasure.
Certainly. And so, yeah, I take a seat, sort of very forward, very engaged, very much sort of switched on in terms of the conversation.
Well, once you've sat down, he says, right, the guard captain has given me his rather weighted version of things that have happened. I was hoping to get your version of facts. So if you could please regale me with the tale of what's happened over the past day or so.
It would be easier to explain it and perhaps give more context from the past few days, if you would allow me, Your Grace.
He just says, yes, of course, and waves his hand.
Me and my compatriot here were employed by the guard captain a few days ago to deal with a certain situation of banditry which was affecting your land. This information
says, go ahead.
This information had come from the goblin in question, and it was the captain's idea for him to lead us and two of the loyal town guard to the bandits' hideout, where we would deal with the situation. And in return, the goblin would earn his freedom.
The governor nods and says, yes, I remember signing off on that.
So, as you are probably aware, the operation went off without a hitch. We even managed to capture several prisoners with fairly important information. They are, as I'm sure you're aware, heading off to the capital. Or they were, until they died in the escape attempt. However, yesterday we were approached at the tavern by a panicked farmer. His daughter had been poisoned by some beasts in the local forests. My compatriot here, being a noble fellow of God, was able to thankfully heal the daughter, saving her life when the apothecary could not, and we were on our way to deal with the beasts in question when there was an incident with one of your citizens, a hunter out in the woods who assumed we were bandits.
Yes, and from what I understand, your goblin friend proceeded to blow a hole in his wall.
There was a misunderstanding and shots were fired.
Very small hole. Tiny hole. Play down the hole.
That's what she said.
However, while our goblin friend was nearly killed by this hunter, we merely removed the weapon from him and agreed to leave and come back another time. However, I am aware that because of your guard captain's views on having the goblin around, I turned him into the jail to allow justice to proceed its course. Sadly, your guard captain thought this meant executing this fellow, who I believe was acting purely in self-defense. And I will make a deception check on this.
That's no deception. It was in the best interest. Sorry, I'm not there.
Objection.
Objection. Oh, I'm not there. Yeah, that's the way.
Oh,
I can nail it. Holy crap. That's the way. I take back all the bad things I said about you.
He nods, taking his sin and says, I see.
And sort of like, I'm continuing on with this. I'm sort of like, now that I've got an opening, I'm planting more ideas in his head.
Go for it.
I am not sure what caused him to act the way he did in the jail. It may have been under threat of violence from the two prisoners who died in the escape. Note that he did not injure any of your guards. He did not target them. In fact, from the accounts that I heard, he blinded the prisoners, allowing them to be defeated by the guards. And then he has done nothing but run and flee and try and hide.
I'd say Asher doesn't know what actually went down. She just knows, as far as she can tell, no guards were killed.
Okay, yeah. Well, sort of like, he didn't injure any of the guards. He just tried to escape.
Yeah, that works. He just says, yes, I agree. I would much rather have justice run its course. I'll tell you what I'll do. I shall have the guard captain informed as well that your friend is not to be harmed, but instead simply be arrested and brought before me for proper judgment.
Ooh.
I would ask that, should you see your friend as well, you do the same.
Of course, that is why I took him into the jail cell in the first place, to receive proper judgment, not a impromptu execution like the dear captain decided.
He nods and says, yes, I wish it wasn't always the case, but as I'm sure you can understand, we are a fast-growing village. My time is often fully taken up. We don't have a proper court here. Quite often, I'm afraid it is.
I understand. I understand
labor
completely how busy and how many pressures must be on a person of your station.
He nods and just says, ah, yes. And he's already taken in your clothes, and he's obviously, from your accent and whatnot, he's twigged that you're from the Republic. He just says, yes, trust me, it's far more complicated when you haven't got an elective government. He says, but I do serve my...
Sir, I can only imagine.
He says, but of course I do serve my king with the utmost respect. And then he says, is there anything more I could possibly do for you on this evening before I retire and inform the guard captain?
I'm just trying to think. Only to consider us and our array of skills, both diplomatic and practical, if you have any needs for the benefit of the village or for yourself in the future. However, this situation is resolved.
He just says, but of course, you've been very forthright with information. You have been very understanding of my own situations, and as well as the guard captain, I know he's a difficult man.
He is in a difficult position.
That he is. And he reaches out a hand to shake your hand.
I will shake the hand, being very careful so that he can't feel the dagger hidden in my sleeve.
And then he turns to do the same to Vigor.
The boss. He's fallen asleep.
No.
He's reaching out to shake your hand.
Yes, I shake it back, of course.
Okay. He says, right, well, thank you, friends. On your way out, could you possibly send the guard captain back in for me?
Of course. I stand up, I give a formal sort of Republic-style bow to him, and turn and walk out. And that is how you play a noble rogue!
That was really well done. As you guys are walking back down the town's road back towards the tavern, from back in the manor house, you're about halfway down the road and you hear, "What?"
What?
And then that's it. And it's the guard captain.
Climbing the political ladder is always so fun.
Gobbley, you've made it back to the edge of town.
Hey. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, am I vaguely close to where the inn would be? Like, is the inn on the outskirts or in the center? I don't know where it is.
It would be close to the front gate, so it depends on which side you're coming in from. If you've just headed straight back, currently you're on the northeast side, but it's a small town, so you could easily make it to the other side pretty quickly if you wanted to go in that way.
Yeah, I want to try and approach from whichever side will give me the least amount of town I have to cross in order to get to the inn. And also, with the inn, does it have... Obviously, we go through the front door. Does it have, like, a side door or a servant's entrance or windows, maybe, that I could climb through?
It does have a back door out to the dunnies, by the looks of it.
Yep, and that leads into the kitchen.
And there's also a cellar door there.
What about the second floor?
Second floor, there's just a bunch of windows, basically.
Okay. Now, which room was the room that I was staying in? If we're looking at the second floor or first floor.
I would say that this bottom right room would be 2 of Asher's people.
Right.
Oh, actually, no, yeah. Since Asher was here first, yeah, chuck all your people in where they'd stay.
Well, it's also the fact that Asher wouldn't stick them in the common rooms. He would be paying for the nicer room.
Okay, then. Vigor, what room would you stay in because you were here second?
So yeah, that's where they'd be this late at night.
What did you ask? Which room
yeah.
you slept in?
Yeah, which room would you like? Because you've got the more fancy ones with double beds, or you can stay in one of the more common ones. Like these. The ones with the single beds and the chests and whatnot, they would literally be just for, like, you know, people just wanting bed and that's it. Like, you don't get any privacy or anything.
I guess this room.
Okay.
Is that free?
Yeah, it's free. Actually, Gobbley, given how much money you actually had and everything, I'd say you would be either in this room or one of these 2 rooms down at the bottom.
Oh, with the peons. Okay. I'd probably be closer to the to everyone else, so probably that one.
Okay. So that's the one you'd be in, which leads out onto the front main road.
Okay. Now, would I have an inkling of which rooms everyone else would be in?
I honestly don't know. It depends on whether you would have gone to bed same time as they did.
Okay. Then
Asher would have stayed up until Gobby went to sleep, just to try and make sure he stayed out of trouble.
Yeah, so you'd know which room would be Asher's.
Okay. Which room is Ash's?
This one up here.
That one up there. Okay. Oh, okay. So, just to be clear, this is the front door down here. This is like the side entrance over here on the... over there. And... what's this here? Is this a cellar entrance up the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
What's
this is the entrance into the kitchens.
Okay. So I'm going to approach from the north, so up like this direction. Actually, maybe I can climb up in this tree here. And have a look and just see what I can see through the window.
Did the goblins have a special thing for climbing?
That's a question.
I don't think they do.
I've got nimble escape, which allows me to hide and disengage and whatnot, but I don't think for climbing, no.
Okay, so if you wanted to climb the tree, it'd be a dexterity check then. Well, athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics, because it's +1. Oh yeah, 17.
Yeah, you can easily get up in the tree. And I'm also saying you can sneak into town pretty easily because you're coming from a direction without buildings, it's pitch black, and you're a goblin, you're pretty stealthy anyway.
That's right.
So.
Okay, yeah, so what do I see through the window?
I'd say the time right now would be about 10, maybe 11 p.m. So would you be upstairs at that point, Asher?
At this point, yeah, I would be upstairs as well then. I thought we were still on our way back from the noble house.
Oh
so.
no, I'd say you'd get back and then like an hour later Gobbley would return.
Okay.
So yeah, you can see Asher in there and I'm assuming with Bran.
Okay.
How's it keeping, Tommy?
Oh god.
Locked in an embrace, I'm guessing?
Well, you say that. I'm gonna message Lime something right now.
Ooh.
Oh, indeed.
Because there are things related to this.
Asher's
What is-
secretly a demon?
Just...
It's not a video, I hope.
This is the position we were in. No. What's this thing here? Is this like a hand wash basin thing?
I assume
That's
so.
a small antechamber into the bathrooms.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I
it is,
see.
yeah.
Sadly, where you'd store your clothes, grab the soap,
yeah.
etc.
Okay. Just looking around at what else is here. Now, do these windows open?
No, the windows would be closed.
But do they
Not
open?
like shutters closed, but
Like, are they
I'm
capable of
not
being
sure
open?
if they would in this time period, but that's up to line.
Because I was just looking at this, like, the little...
They would have. It'd basically be like glass on like a hinge, but they would still have shutters on the inside rather than curtains.
Right.
Wait, shutters on the inside?
Yeah. Look
You mean
at,
like big wooden shutters, or...
well, more like slatted wooden shutters.
Oh.
Oh,
Like if you look at actually
You
go
don't-
and
you
watch
don't-
Black Sails, Lempos, and you'll see.
You don't need to explain it. It's just I was a bit surprised. I thought shutters usually were on the outside.
They
Well,
were during medieval times, but this is a bit
Okay.
after that.
Yeah,
So
afterwards.
So, like, thin, like, wooden slatted shutters is what you're talking about, not like big, chunky, thick, like, outside rugged shutters?
yeah, they're not rugged at all. They're literally just slatted. Like
Right.
think like how blinds that are slightly open would actually block from the outside. It's
Yeah,
enough that you can't see everything, but not so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Now the question is, Asher, would you have your shutters closed or not?
I mean, this late at night, probably, because we are about to head to sleep.
Okay, then I guess it wouldn't matter then.
Okay. So I would look...
Gobbley doesn't know.
I would look at the window before I went into the tree, and probably going, oh, the shutters are closed. Not much point looking through there. Can I scale... What I'm thinking is, can I scale up on top of this sort of eave thing to where the window is here?
Yeah, I'll say you can with your dex
With
check
my...
from earlier.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to jump up on top of here. Can I try and jimmy this window open at all?
Let me just roll a d2 quick and we'll see if it's open or not. 1 it is, 2 it isn't.
You
It's
could
not.
just. He could just Eldritch blast it.
It's not a door.
It's not a door, yeah. I can't do that. Okay.
What would be the roll for doing that without tools then?
That would still be a dexterity check.
Okay.
Seeing as
Big
he's
sleight of hand.
outside on... If he has training, it would be. But also where he's outside and this thing swings out that
Outwards.
way,
Yeah.
it would probably be with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
You asked my honest opinion, that's...
Oh, fuck it. I'm up here. I might as well give it a go. Dex check.
Yep.
If I can find it. Where is it? Dex. Here we go.
Saving throws is... Yeah, there you go.
Is it a saving throw? It's not a saving throw. Well, I crit.
It's a crit either way.
I crit the fuck
Yeah.
out of it.
Yep. So you just pop it open and you can easily climb through the gap that's there.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to step through and then just, like, stick my head through this, whatever this is here.
Give me a perception check.
Ah!
Considering it'd be pretty dark.
Oh, 19, that's alright.
Rose, would you like to explain?
Well, Gobbley would be slightly confused. Instead of the regular masculine-looking Asher, there instead seems to be a very similar-looking, like it definitely looks like him, except this one's very obviously a her. She is wearing a nightdress and same hair, same face, sort of that. But yeah, this one's definitely a woman.
So has your...
He knows enough about human anatomy to know
Okay.
that that's a woman.
So is this, your physical appearance has changed insofar as, like, you're not, like like chunky and muscular anymore, or is it that you just have changed
Well,
your clothes?
I was never chunky and muscular. I
But
was
like-
always sort of quite thin and petite, etc.
Okay.
Except now you can quite obviously see I have breasts.
Okay.
And I am also sort of wearing a nightdress, so that's sort of slightly different as well.
Okay.
Can I make a perception check to see if I notice this?
Are you still awake?
If it's only sort of 11 o'clock at night, yeah, probably.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. Are you trying to stay hidden during this, Xenon?
I'm trying my best not to be seen. Yeah.
Give me a stealth check then, and we'll do opposed.
Stealth. Ba-da-ba-da.
Yeah, you see him, Asher.
I'm going to
Well,
use my where is it? My Tides of Chaos to gain advantage on my. Oh fuck! It's only for attacks. Shit. Never mind. Crap sticks.
Nice try.
Yeah, I had it. No.
You probably should have used that on the lock earlier.
I probably yes. I probably should have done.
Well, actually, look, you always hit the lock, but you never. crit
Yeah, it was.
on the-
Yeah.
Yep. So you see him, Asher. You see. You're sitting there on the bed. You glance up and you see the door slightly crack open and Gobbly's head poke through.
With the bucket on it.
I basically up and go sort of like, Gobbs, Gobbly, and basically grabbing the blanket, throwing it over, sort of draping over myself, and sort of,
Ah! Gobby looks at you
You-
slightly confused, but
I
at the
can
same
explain,
time,
but
at the same
you came
time,
back.
like thinking about it, I should have gone to Vigor really. Like Asher was the one that
shocked.
clonked me on the head. It's like I don't know why I didn't go to Vigor. Why didn't I go to Vigor?
To be fair,
Just about.
I knocked you out in one attack. You wouldn't really know.
Oh
if
yeah,
you-
I wouldn't have
if you were
known.
taking-
Yeah, it could have been. Okay, yeah, you're right. So I look at him like the cat from Shrek does when with the giant eyes, like. Ooh.
I say,
Looking to elicit some sympathy for his plight.
Gobbley, you're back. This is good. I need to explain some things. Things have been happening since your escape, and what happened.
And you turned you into a woman?
Technically, I always was a woman. You.
Gobley's like trying to process in his head. It's like, pretty sure she was a man, and then, it's like intelligence not quite high enough to process all of this.
Okay, Gobbley. I am wanted by some very bad people to.
Gobley knows the feeling.
Exactly. To hide and stay safe, I disguised myself as a man because they are looking for a woman. Does this make sense?
Gobley's off in his own thought train. Like maybe Gobley should disguise as a woman. Gobley snaps back to reality. It's like, Gobley follows, yes.
So it's very important that you don't tell anyone that I'm a woman, not even Vigor. The less the people know, the safer that I am and also my family am.
Gobley sort of furrows his brow slightly. He's like, why would I need to not tell Vigor?
Because the less people know, the less chance there are that word will reach back to the deadly people.
Okay. Gobley's going to try and use this information to his advantage insofar as he's going to ask Asher to try and keep him out of jail, maybe?
Asher will wholeheartedly agree to that. considering what's happened. Lampos be right back.
Yeah, do you want to take a quick break?
Shall we finish
So I can
this?
use- Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
if we want to
Finish
take
this
a quick break
little-
for the moment.
No, if you want to finish this little dialogue, fine.
Okay.
I'm like, I can already do that, Gobbly. I've been doing that today. I managed to talk to the governor of this village. He's agreed to give you a pardon.
Gobbly's very excited
But-
by this and like runs up to you and like shakes your
But-
hands like you are a true friend.
Still in a shit bucket.
Oh yeah, I still got the bucket on my head.
Yeah, I will wrinkle my nose and sort of.
It's been washed. I mean, it was in the
on-
sea for a while.
But yeah, I'll pat you, reassure me, and say, I have always been your friend, Gobbly. I'm trying to do what's best for you, but I need you to listen very carefully because I had to tell some things to make them come on your side. So I will need to help your story slightly.
Gobbly nods like enthusiastically.
Excellent. Well, and basically, as we sort of go to the break, Asher will spend the next 5-10 minutes sort of basically briefing Gobbly on what I told the governor to make sure that Gobbly knows the story. And
Well,
sort
it was pretty much the better parts of the story, omitting the worser parts of the story. So it's I think I can follow along.
yeah, but sort of I basically do that, and then I say, now we're going to have to go talk to the guards, but I promise you they will not put you back in jail this time.
Gobbly like gives the enthusiastic thumbs up.
Okay. I need to get dressed. Could you just wait in that chair over there?
Where am I? I'm not even on the map. Am I even? Hang on, where am I? Am I here? I don't think I'm here. That's right. I shall wait in the chair with the bucket on my head.
Excellent. Thank you, Gobbly. And like I scoop up a bundle of clothes. You also see, basically on top of the pile of clothes, a bundle of bandages as well. And I disappear into the toilets, which you just came out of.
You strapped yourself down samurai style.
Basically, yeah.
It all begins to make sense to Gobbly now.
And sort of, when I come back out, I'm looking masculine again. Instead of falling down, my hair's pulled back into sort of a male-style ponytail. My chest is flat again and sort of buttoned-up shirt. My walk is slightly different, etc., etc., and sort of I'm looking like the male Asher again.
And now you know the real reason we struggled so hard we keep calling Asher she.
Oh, did you? I didn't even notice.
The first session was really bad for both of us.
Every time that me or Lime have stuffed up pronouns, it has been that because of that.
Oh, I see. Okay, I do actually. Yeah, I do remember that now. Okay.
But if we want to take a quick break here, I would not complain.
Cool. All right. Well, we should take a 5-minute,
Yeah, at most.
and we'll be back momentarily. I shall put the intermission thing on if I can find it. There it is. Intermission. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. After the bombshell that Rose just dropped on us, I guess we rejoin the action back in the inn. In the inn. Can I get put on the map?
You can. I guess so.
Actually, am I in my
Since you've
room?
been well behaved. Yeah, I can move you down there if you like.
Yeah, do that.
There you are.
But yeah, Asher would sort of emerge as himself again. And
So Gobbley's slightly wondering why Asher has redressed him or herself, because like I know already now. There's no like you can't. I'm just sort of wondering why she's redressed.
because we were about to head to the guards to let them know that you're here.
Oh, because it's like 11 o'clock at night. I figured we'd do that in the morning.
Asher would rather go report you directly because it helps us. Like, yeah, he would say, like, look, we need to go talk to the guards now because that helps us. That shows we're willing to work with them and do the right thing. And that's going to keep you out of jail again, Gobbley.
Gobbley's had a big day today. Gobbley would very much
won't
like
take more than an hour, I promise you, Gobbley.
Gobbley's very tired. Gobbley had to blow up a door and blind some people and then go on a bit of a marathon. Gobbley would very much like to lay down, and he flops down on the carpet.
Asher sort of sighs and says, okay, you stay here. I'm sure, like, I'm guessing the innkeeper's asleep by now? 11 o'clock at night?
By 11, yeah, the innkeeper would be.
Would there be any sort of staff downstairs?
Yeah, there would be like a servant working the desk just in case.
Asher sort of says, okay, Gobbley, stay here. You can rest in that chair. It's a very comfy chair. Bran will go down, get you some food and drink, and I will go talk to the guards. You will be safe here, but...
Gobbley like pulls himself up onto the chair like,
And basically, I'm betting by the time Bran gets back upstairs, he's basically asleep.
Yeah, I always fell asleep on the floor.
But yeah, making sure that Gobbley is sort of safe. I will head down and sort of, head to the guardhouse.
Okay. As you get to the guardhouse, you see Eddard outside, and he's looking just shattered. And he looks up and sees you approaching, and sort of stands up, just like, what's up?
And don't stand to attention on my account, Eddard. You've had a long day.
He just says, yeah, fucking tell me about it, and just leans back against the wall and he's like, what can I do for you?
Well, I have good news and bad news.
I've had enough bad news for today, thanks. What
Good
is
news. You don't need to hunt for Gobbley anymore. I found
killed
the
him.
little bugger.
So he's dead then?
Well, not so much.
Oh, God. He's just rubbing his head. It's like, fine, where is he?
He's at the inn in my room. Look, I'll be honest with you. The governor's agreed to review the case and sort of get this all sorted out tomorrow, hopefully. If we try and lock him up again, he's just going to run away. It's going to be easier for everyone if he just stays at the inn for the night, and he will come willingly tomorrow.
As you start saying, like, if we try and lock him up, he's going to run, he puts his hand up and just shh, shh, shh. Alright, I believe you there. Keep your voice down, because the captain's in there, and if he fucking hears you, he's going to send the whole guard after him.
I quiet him down then, and I'm like...
Yeah.
And I sort of hesitate and say, now you see, that puts me in a difficult position, because I'm trying to stay on the good side of the governor here, because the governor's going to be the one to sort this situation out, and if I don't tell the captain, he can accuse me of collusion.
Eddard just interrupts and says, "No, I'm the only one that's seen you out here right now. Go back to the inn, bring him here in the morning. we'll have to put him in shackles before we take him to the guards. Make sure he's prepared for that. Because I know that if we go in there with all of our men, he's just going to bolt. He's done it every time.
Which bolt?
I sort of pat him on the shoulder and say, "Thank you, friend. I owe you a drink, whichever way this goes."
He just says, yeah, more than one. But look, just keep him there for the night. Bring him here in the morning. I'll shackle him personally if that's what you prefer. And then we'll take him down to the governor.
Agreed. See you in the morning.
And he just nods and goes back to leaning against the wall again.
I head back to the inn then. I tried to do the right thing. That's...
Yeah. Eddard's just doing the same. As far as you can tell, anyway. So, yeah, I guess... Do you go back to bed then, or...?
I don't really sleep due to the fact that Gobbly's in the same room.
Plus, he's probably snoring, and the sound of the snoring in the bucket's probably quite loud.
Yeah, I turn to Bran and say, if you want to go sleep downstairs or in one of the other rooms, I understand entirely. I'm just going to stay here and watch him for the night.
Bran just says, no, I'll stay here with you, and he's still clutching the pistol you gave him.
Point at him. in case he suddenly burst of energy.
And so I say, okay. And yeah, I'll basically just keep watch throughout the night.
Right, and we get to next morning, sun's literally just peeking over. Gobbley's still fast asleep. And you're just in your room. So what would you like to do this?
First thing I would do is basically use the small bath there and sort of like just a bucket of cold water to just refresh myself, sort of just splash some water on my face, etc.
Yeah.
Then I would go across and knock on Vigar's room.
I open the door.
Gobbley snuck into my room last night.
Don't make it sound like that.
I push Asher away and runs over to
No.
his room. Yes,
like,
I...
I'm trying to block the door as best as I can.
Look,
Are you going to try and barge past it?
Look, there we go.
Alright, give him post strength.
Okay. So I push Asher out of the...
Asher actually beats you back. And gets a -2
I have
on the
a minus
disadvantage.
3 strength.
How did that happen?
You try and barge past her, and she just pushes you, and you stumble backwards into the table. It's very early morning. You've only just woken up. You're not 100% yet.
I sort of get right up in his face and say, look, he ran. He came back. He will willingly go with us and get put in irons. I guarantee you,
that has not been
justice will be served. But it will not get us anywhere if you go in, shout at him, and start hitting the poor little bugger.
I told you from the start I was going to smack him about. I intend to do so. Teach him that you do not blow up houses.
He has already
He's a
been
terrorist.
smacked about. He has been shot. He has been put in jail. He went on the run, and he came back to us for help. He will be punished, but we will do this by the law.
Fine.
Trust me,
Can I
if there will be a line to smack him about, I will be right there behind you. But now is not the time for it.
Can I at least see him?
I will bring him downstairs shortly. Go down, get some breakfast, make sure there's enough for it's 4 people. I think Gobbley's going to eat for 2.
Well, for 1 because I'm tiny.
Yeah, normally don't for like half a person.
Yeah. Kid size.
But yeah, I basically say that and then go back to.
I grumble to myself and go downstairs and buy some food for us. Or some breakfast.
I gently sort of knock on the bucket to wake Gobbley up.
Okay. Now, what I would have done, having heard this, assuming I would have woken up, was press minor illusion myself in the chair with the bucket on my head, and then hid under the bed.
What of hearing Vigor and
Yeah, like the yelling and the kerfuffle.
give me a perception check with disadvantage, because I'll say you're bloody shattered and you're asleep. So yeah.
5.
No, you're still Sparko.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Asher knocks on your bucket.
I sit bolt upright, and the bucket's like way over my face, and like starts like flailing around.
Gobbley, stop. And I then lift the bucket off his head.
It's like, my eyes!
It's morning. Now, you remember what we talked about last night?
He looks up at you like, and then you see it like play through his head. He's like, oh, yeah, yeah, yes, Gobbley remembers.
Good. We need... Last night after you fell asleep, I had to go and talk. It was what was right. Now, we need to go and talk to the governor.
And as you're talking, he's just like poking you in the chest, like he pokes himself and like pokes you back in the chest again.
Gobbley, listen, this is important. Just actually need to check. Do I have... No, I don't. Okay. I basically say this to Gobbly. The guards are going to want to put you in manacles, but I have a better solution.
As soon as Gobbley hears manacles, he's like immediately like agitated and slightly afraid.
I won't let that happen. Here's what we're going to do, Gobbly. I am going to tie your hands, but I will tie them in such a way that if you pull and push with your alternate hands, the knot will come undone, and you can run if things go bad. They will think it's secure, but it won't be. You can get away if need be. But for appearance's sake, and to try and keep you from not getting killed, I need you to keep your hands bound. And
So,
keep up the act.
Gobbley at this point sort of goes like, I have an idea, and then press minor illusions manacles on his wrists.
Yeah, that could also work.
Now it only lasts. The only problem is it only lasts a minute, so I'm gonna have to keep casting it. But I can essentially cast it all day because it's just a cantrip.
What's its components?
A bit of fleece, but I'm gonna use my staffy stuff.
No, I mean like it's. Has it got semantic components?
Yeah, semantic. But that's the only thing it has.
Bear in mind that if you have to recast it once a minute, people are going to notice you mumbling to yourself constantly.
Well, I'm a goblin. That's what we do. I don't like of all the things.
Having the manacles appear, I reach down to touch them, and being an illusion, I'm getting my hand goes right.
Yeah.
I think you have to make an intelligence check. Let me double check.
Touching.
Oh, you can examine. Yeah. Investigation check. Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, you can tell they're an illusion.
I say to him, Gobbley.
It's not my best work, but you know.
It's very impressive, Gobbley, and it's an amazing power that you have. The biggest problem is the guards will want to inspect the manacles, and they will see that they are fake.
Yeah. Would they want to inspect them, or you would just be like, "Look, he's manacled. He's fine."
You have pissed off a lot of people, Gobbly. They will want to inspect them.
Well, I guess my thought is that if you do a slip knot, then maybe they can figure that out as well.
I can do a fairly good sleight of hand check. Like I sort of say to him, I'm good with rope. It will look secure to them.
I
Okay.
will say now that because he's going to see the governor, they won't trust rope.
They won't trust rope.
Probably not, because you're going to see the leader of the town. They're not going to trust just rope tying someone's hands. They're going to want to put manacles on.
Okay. So, well, they just
I mean, you can.
measuring for a moment. I know that
Yeah.
they'll need an investigation check to get to see my manacles. Do we think it's I don't know? Do we think it's more likely that they'll fail that, or do you think it's more likely that they'll just go, "Oh, rope's fine"?
I'm
I'm asking Asher, not so much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We could do both. You create manacles, and I create and sort of we have the fake rope as well.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Like, it's like, I mean, I guess you could, like, look, he's double tied, but at the same time,
Well, it's
maybe
not
if we
them,
can we hide, like, obviously show them the manacles first, and then have some way of hiding it, so I don't have to keep recasting it all the time. Like,
like,
to
stick
put
you
it.
in a sack.
Yeah.
Then actually, yeah, we could have Vigar carry you in a sack. That would make him happy.
The Gobbly's not very happy at that. He doesn't feel like he's being treated respectfully. Gobbly is not a potato.
The other option, Gobbly, is,
It's
and I understand you do not want this, and I need you to trust me, is we do just let them stick manacles on you.
I don't have any lock-picking stuff, do I? No.
Asher does.
I do.
What do you need for lock-picking, Dex?
Yeah, dexterity and sleight of
Yeah,
hand, I think it is.
it's not
Yeah,
my...
I
No,
think
it's
it's
just
like.
a straight up.
Okay.
It's just a straight up dex check, but I
Dex
have
check.
thieves' tools, so
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
so you
wondering
roll
whether
with advantage.
you could give them to me and I could... Because, like, in the midst of a battle, I don't think unlocking my manacles is going to be the best... it's going to be, possible.
it wouldn't. I'm really hoping it doesn't come down to it.
Well, I'm plan for the best, plan for the worst, hope for the best. I maybe we just play it by ear. We'll just see how it
Play
looks
it
when
by
we get there. Yeah. It's only Gobbly's life we're
if
talking
need be,
about.
I'll use a persuasion check on you.
Yeah, if need be, I'll just witch bolt the motherfuckers. Did I say that out loud? No, I didn't. I thought that very
Well,
loudly.
you can do that even with your hands tied, to be fair.
That is true.
You just have to shoot backwards.
Backwards.
No,
Oh, you mean
Well,
like tied behind me? I imagine them tied in front of me, but yeah, I guess they probably would be tied.
I was
Well,
imagining
actually,
them
then
tied
maybe the manacles being behind me,
I guess they
not
could
such
tie
a.
them in front.
Well, if we tie it behind me, I'll like make it look like it's tied behind me. Then I don't have to keep recasting it because I can just sit up against a wall or a chair or the floor.
You can certainly give it a go if you really
Asher?
want to.
yeah, if we get you, I have a cloak you could borrow, just like a short cloak. It would make you look a bit more presentable for the governor.
Well, I have a cloak as well. I've got my red cloak on.
Well, that works. We just keep your hands behind your cloak.
Behind my cloak. All right, so we'll have to present it to them first. The thing is, like, if they just to outside the game, if they succeeded that check, then I think all bets are off and we're fucked.
Yeah, then sort of. This is why I'm trying to persuade Gobbley just to go with the actual manacles, because it's less likely to get us caught out for fuckery.
Okay. Could I?
I am more confident about my talking skills to get us out of this.
I'm happy to do that, but Gobbley would not want to be manacled for realsies.
Can I try and persuade Gobbley?
You could try.
Yeah, it'd be opposed, insight, and persuade, I guess.
After I've woken him up,
Oh, you motherfucker! You more than double my score.
Talking's what I'm good at.
Yeah, you
Yeah, that's
prick.
a +6.
Fucking hell.
I
My highest is a
basically say
+3.
Rogue.
Yeah,
Gobbley.
Rose went really hard in the persuasion and deception and whatnot.
Well, my deception's at 3, but yeah, that's the only thing I'm actually good at. Anyway, okay, so
But
Gobbley
yeah,
will be
basically-
manacled, I guess.
I explained this to Gobbly, and also at the time I grab the cloth rag and say, Gobbly, I know you hate this, but I need you to wash and present the best you can. We need the governor to like you, and he's a very weird person. He likes clean people.
Looks what?
He has delusions of grandeur. I know it's weird, but I just need you to like clean.
Oh,
You can
clean.
go
I think it said
rolling up-
cream.
No, clean.
Creaming
Well,
people.
that's
I
entirely
thought you said
thing.
green.
Likes green people. Well,
But you
perfect.
can't see that under all the mud, so you need to wash it off.
Alright, so
And
Gobbly's...
I try to get Gobbly as presentable as possible.
Alright, Gobbly's going
Meeting
to
with
sort
the
of wipe
governor.
himself down. He's going to take the bucket off. And maybe just, like, clean himself off in the bath that's there.
And then sort of, yeah, when we're ready, we'll go downstairs, have breakfast, and then go and meet Vigor. Or have breakfast with Vigor,
With Vigor, yeah.
very quickly. And then go and meet Eddard at the front of the guardhouse.
As you leave with Gobbley in tow, there's a few people up early, like setting up market stalls and whatnot, and they see Gobbley, and again, they look really shocked. There's a few gasps, bit of whispering going on.
Gobbley waves.
I keep him
Like the Queen.
close to me, sort of, one hand almost on his shoulder, sort of steering him, guiding him.
And as you approach the guardhouse, you see Eddard out the front on a chair, and he's just passed out in the chair.
I go up and sort of tap
Oh,
him
what?
on the shoulder.
Oh, which bolt the door? No.
Which bolt?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, a closed door!
That's how you open doors here, isn't it?
But yeah, I wake him up and say, Eddard.
He wakes up with a start, looks over at you, and then sees Goblin. He's like, all right, let's do this.
Gobbley's got his best
And-
smile on.
He picks up some manacles and says, all right, turn him around.
Gobbley breathes a heavy sigh and turns around and crosses his arms.
Okay, he just puts the manacles on and then says, right, wait here a sec. Opens up the door, sticks his head in and goes, Captain, that crew, they found their goblin friend. And the captain goes, oh, fan-fucking-tastic. Stands up, walks outside, looks down at Gobbley, goes, right, you little shit.
Gobbley's standing back.
Come with us. And he turns around and starts walking, assuming you guys follow him.
Well, Gobbley doesn't really have a lot of choice, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you're heading up to the manor.
Yeah, I would follow.
And
I'm
Eddard
just pointing
comes
out again where I knew we were heading to the governor. I'm in full noble gear, signet rings, etc.
so you reach the governor's house, and the captain turns around to Eddard and says, keep him here. Goes inside. A few minutes later, he comes back out and is like, right, come in, and leads you all inside. And the governor's back down there in his chair. He says, oh, good, you found him. And no bloodshed, I see.
He found us, actually. He came to us seeking help and aid and repentance.
Very good. Well, if you don't mind, could you all leave me and our friend here on our own? To which the captain turns around and goes, all right, both of you, outside to you and Vigor. And
I wrote
just
to
as he
Goblin and sort of
finishes,
say, behave.
Gobbley's not feeling very confident about this.
I will
Gobbley
be right outside
Gobbley
the
shoots
door.
you the look of like, what the fuck are you doing?
I basically say to him, I will be right outside the door. You shout, I will be back in here. I
and,
trust you, Gobbly. You
the
can do this.
governor looks up at the captain and goes, hi, Bart, you too. And the captain looks around and is like, what? He goes, yeah, you too. He's like, Governor, this fucking little bastard. He's nearly killed my men. He's broken my prison. He's broken walls down. I can't leave him in here on his own with you. It's like, no, I'm giving you a direct order here. You turn around and you walk out that door and you leave me here with my friend alone, please. The captain's, again, very pissed off. And he goes to leave as well. And he turns around to Gobby, looks down at him and says, even a peep, you're going to lose your head. And it just goes through the door following you in Vigor. At least I'm assuming Vigor's going as well, because Lempos hasn't said anything in ages.
What now?
What?
Are you waiting outside as well?
If I'm what?
Waiting outside?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, as the door closes, the governor's face gets this huge smile on it. And he's staring at you for a couple of seconds and goes, so, who sent you?
Sent me?
Governor stands up and just goes, which god? Which god sent you?
Do I know any gods?
That's
I don't know
more
that I
a
would.
personal question for Gobbley. Do you think Gobbley would?
Would there be like a goblin god?
I mean, there's orc gods. I don't know any goblin gods. I presume there probably would be, but I mean, my magic comes from doesn't come from a god. It comes from like elemental planes and
Wild
stuff.
magic.
So yeah,
Which reminds me, actually, we didn't roll for your roll. Wild
No, I
magic
was
earlier.
gonna mention that earlier, but well, it's random. Like I said, it's random.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, no, not really. I mean, I don't I don't know of any gods. I don't think. I mean, I probably maybe would have heard of them, but in this moment, I probably couldn't recall what they would be. And Gobbly's okay. So Gobbley will just say, "Oh, I didn't know." Gobbley just turned up of his own accord.
He goes, he's still staring at you with this huge grin. He's just like, oh, it must be Ralashaz then. Ralashaz must have sent you, yes?
Gobbley will nod enthusiastically, like, yeah, sure, yeah, yes, Ralashaz sent me.
He chuckles a little bit, and he's like, oh yes, he's been good to me too, so good. And he's like, that, and sort of like leans towards you a little bit, but his voice remains exactly the same. Like, he looks like he's going to whisper, but he doesn't. He goes, tell me, do you like shinies? Shiny things, yes.
Oh, eyes light up, and that's like, oh yes, love shinies. Now I got my locket back, and I got the other locket that I stole from someone, didn't I?
Yeah, you grabbed all that back
Yeah.
in the prison, so you've got them on you.
Okay.
He goes, oh, good, come, I'll show you, come with me.
And
And
Gobbley sort
he
of
opens
like
up a door in a soft room.
it like shows you like half shows the manacles, like maybe take the manacles off.
And he's looking at you, he goes, yes, later, come.
So hang on, where are we going?
He's stood up and he's walked over to a room at the side and just opened the door and he's motioning, like, come with me, come on.
Gobbley will walk to the door. He's not going to walk through the door just yet, in case he's like leading me to his gimp dungeon or something.
As you get to the door, you see a room which is just piles on the floor of like random, basically junk. Like most of it's made out of iron, but there's bits of silver, golden stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just piles of it on the floor. And on the walls, you just see not even like an artist paint. It's just paint thrown all over the walls, like handprints. Basically looks like the kind of thing like Joker from Batman if he walked into his bedroom or something. Like, it's complete fucking lunacy. And he beckons inside. He's like, yes, so shiny. Yes.
It's like, oh, and then I repeat the god's name, who I've already immediately forgotten. It's like, he would be very pleased.
He goes, yes. Ralashaz gave me all these things, you know. He's a good god. And when he sent me, he says he sent me to this body. And I was all like, oh, no, don't send me to that place. That place is a boring place. But look at what he's given me. And look at all the fun I have in this silly little body.
Does Gobby have any idea what he's talking about?
Probably not.
Because I'm looking at it, I
Roll
go,
an insight.
no idea what you're talking about. Roll a
an
inside.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. 10.
Yeah. To you, he's just gone from being this calm, collected guy into a complete fucking nutcase. Like,
All right, Gobby's going to do his best to play along and like, oh yes, it's very shinies. I love the shinies. Ralashas will be very pleased.
he's like, yes, he is. But Ralashaz will want me to tell you. And he sort of straightens his back a bit, trying to look a bit more like superior. He's like, I learned when I come here, you can't be silly all the time. You have to be careful when you're doing mischief, you see.
Oh, do I think this guy is a goblin in disguise? Well, actually, okay, that's what I think, but is that what Gobbley would think?
I'm trying to think, would there be a role for that? Investigation, maybe?
That would probably be more insight.
Yeah, I guess it would. Alright, give me another insight check.
Just
then.
like by the way he's talking, he talks kind of like I do, and in the same sort of mannerisms. But I mean, there's a lot of beasts. 13.
He's not got, although it's very similar, it doesn't sound like any goblin you've ever met.
Okay.
It's a little bit different.
But I think he's maybe
You could, as
Someone
far as
in-
Gobbly is concerned, it's a possibility, but you're still very much like,
okay.
maybe. And he's saying, yes, you must be careful. You wait till people aren't looking to do mischief. Or do it so that they don't know you've done mischief. That's what really makes Ralashaz happy.
It's like, oh, see, when I blow up the doors, everybody's watching. I need to blow up the doors where nobody's watching.
And he's just, you know, like how kids do when they're really trying to like say yes,
Yeah.
and they're waving their head all over the place. He's doing that, like yeah. That's it. And he just sighs and says, "Oh, the guards, though. Yes, the guards." He says, "I know what we'll do." And he says, "Come," and closes the door and beckons you back into the room.
Okay.
And he points to the chair and goes, "Sit, yes."
All right. Gobbley sits awkwardly, and he tries to make it look much more awkward than it actually is, just with the hands behind his back.
Yep. And then the governor clears his throat, straightens up his clothes a little bit, sits down in a chair, and just shouts, "Hi, Bart! Come back in." Bring his companions with him. And so Hybart opens the door and lets the both of you in. And the governor says to you both, please take a seat and we'll discuss what I believe we should do in this situation.
I take a seat, looking at Gobbly curiously.
Vigor?
I don't know.
Would you sit down as well, or you just want to keep standing?
Yeah, sure, I'll sit down.
Okay. So the governor says, right, I believe the things that the goblin has done, while they deserve to be punished, are definitely not punishable by death. Rather, I have another idea. We have one prisoner left, yes, to be escorted back to the capital. And Hybart just says, yes, we do. He says, well then, prisoner like this requires an escort. Your men are understaffed. I say, rather than locking up the goblin, we send him and his companions as the escort. Once they reach the capital, free to do whatever they want, as far as I'm concerned. That way they're out of our hair, and they do us a solid. And the captain just, you can tell he's very frustrated at this, like the idea of letting Gobbley go. But he's just given up arguing now. He's just, oh, fine, I'll get it arranged. The governor's like, good then. I believe this is satisfactory of you, and he looks over at Asher.
It is very satisfactory.
And he looks at Vigar and says, and you, my friend?
Sounds good to me.
He just nods and says, good then. Well,
Asher
Captain,
is sort of partially wondering if they'd be paid for this, but right now he's not going to voice that.
Gobbley will.
does Gobbley actually say money about it then?
Actually, no. Gobbley's pushing his luck as it is.
Does Gobbley know that though?
Probably not. And Gobbley pipes up with his hands behind his back, sitting awkwardly on the chair, and says, "We could pay me money, maybe."
The governor chuckles a little and says, what we'll do is we'll give you a standard pay for an escort job that a guard would normally get, say, and you can split that amongst you as you see fit.
A single guard? Or guard entourage?
It's normally like, 3 guards would escort a prisoner, especially one that's being escorted to the capital. So it would be, you'd each get a guard's pay for doing this job.
How much is the guard's pay?
For this kind of, because you're escorting him to the capital, you'd be expected when you arrive to have a certain manner, keep your clothes nice and everything. So I'd probably give a guard to do that, like a gold piece each.
Okay. How long does it take to get to the capital?
Probably about 3-4 days, okay. 5 days maybe.
Gobbley says, well, now that that's all settled, perhaps we could do the unbinding of the Gobbley, please? Motions towards the captain.
The governor says, first, I want some assurances, and looks back at Asher again, and says, keep him in line, no more blowing up of buildings, please.
I will keep an eye on him, both eyes, when I can spare them.
Please make sure that you have at least a pair of eyes on him at all times.
We will.
Gobbley always has a pair of eyes on him.
Yeah. And he just says, very well then, Captain, unshackle him. And again, the captain gives him a look like, you will fucking what? He's like, no, alright, fine. He goes over, unshackles it. But before he undoes it, he actually does it up tighter, so it binds around your wrist a bit harder. He just leans in and goes, oh, sorry about that. And then unhooks them both and steps back. And then the governor says, if that is all, I'll bid you farewell so I can get on with my day.
Of course. Thank you, Governor. I'm sure we will be departing this town before nightfall, so I will say it has been a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise, my friend.
All right, are we leaving now?
Yeah, you're leaving the governor's place.
Okay, so as we walk out, I turn around to the guard captain and I say, maybe we'll see you again. And click my fingers and point at him. And as I do that, I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and soil his underwear.
Oh Christ!
And then turn around and just keep walking.
As you do that, he goes, oh fuck, what? He looks back at you and he's like, did you just fucking cast a spell on me?
Gobbley's then walks out.
Again, the captain's not happy, but being this close to the manor, he can't really do much without getting chewed up for it. So he's just swearing as he walks along, and as soon as he can, he breaks off into the guard's house.
I give a wink to the governor as I leave.
He winks back.
And I leave.
Very good.
I guess we leave.
Vigar stays.
Yeah. No, of course I follow them.
And unless anyone wants to do anything else, that's pretty much my planning done.
Nope. I like it.
Nope,
Good game,
I think
everybody.
that's a good place to end it.
Yay.
Gobbley didn't die.
Gobbley is
I didn't
not
die.
dead.
I blasted the fuck. I mean, it took me like 4 tries, but I blasted my way out of there.
I did
And
try and
he
get
doesn't
you.
know Asher knocked him out, and he still.
I had to throw two of those guys under the bus to do it, but
Yeah.
eh.
I
We
can't
weren't-
believe how badly they rolled. One
They
of them
did-
got
they-
critted twice.
Yeah,
And
I
in their return attacks, they did nothing.
I come back into the room after grabbing all my stuff, and I'm like, oh, this has gone badly. Blinding, and run. All right, well, okay. Well, I guess we'll call the stream done there. Thanks very much for everybody who was watching along. Thanks very much to Lineman for being our DM tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks to Rose for showing a side of herself that we weren't expecting. And thanks very much to Lempos for, I guess, not killing Gobbley at the first opportunity. And
Took
cool.
A lot of effort.
And I guess
It's a
we'll.
long road to the city.
Yeah, it is. Well, yes, that's the next problem. Cool. All right. Well, thanks very much for watching, everybody. We'll see you all. We playing next Monday, or as far as we know, playing next Monday.
Should be able to, as far as I'm aware.
As far as we're aware, we're playing next Monday. So tune in next Monday to find out if we make it to the capital, I guess. All right. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Thanks to everybody who participated, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.